Yo, yo. What's going on?
What up?
What up, baby duck? What's quacking?
It's too early for your shit.
What do you want? Hey, guys. Welcome back to the Chucano Podcast. You know your boy. I'm Jake. That's Danny. And today, we got a lovely special guest. We got Ericka Fuentes, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Hey, that was professional as shit.
She got it, dude. She's got that fucking DJ experience, dude.
How's your week, man? How was your week? How's your guys' week?
Good. Can't complain. I don't have COVID, and I'm working, and I have a job, paycheck.
There you go.
But you can make more money if you don't have a job.
Sometimes
I've heard. I have heard.
I've been waiting for my fucking boss to fire my ass, but I can't do anything bad enough for him to do it.
Well, it's kind of hard to do when you're one of the fucking bosses.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm talking about like my boss firing the boss, so I guess.
That's a good week, man. You know, a lot of shit went down. A lot of protesting and everything, particularly here in ElPaso. It went pretty cool. You know, I was thinking a lot about that, and I'll just touch on it for a second. And with so much information, we can't forget that we need a lot of wisdom. You know, we got to take that information and use the wisdom with it, you know. There's no sense in having all this information and going out there and making mistakes immediately with the information that we have. So we really need to think about it, and now's the time to listen, you know. When it comes to oppression, we all might have a different opinion of what determines oppression. But when you have a group of Americans saying, I'm oppressed, you're not going to change their minds.
Yeah.
So we should just listen and see what's going on. And hopefully everything will get better from that. And everybody love everybody. What do you think of that? Huh?
Yeah.
That's ElPaso for you.
I agree.
Everyone's just getting
Flip that screen.
everyone's just getting hostile because they want to. There's one person started it and then they all start doing it.
And it's you know, people are upset and everything. Obviously, not all cops are bad. You know, we're talking about the bad apples that, you know what, they put the good cops in danger, you know, for their behaviors and stuff like that. So nobody condones that stuff, you know, and everybody just carry on and just be more considerate. Be considerate about the virus. Be considerate, you know, about people's plight and stuff, and really take a look around and see what's going on.
Did you see that post? I saw a post today on Facebook. I was just skimming through or whatever. It's a picture of a cop sitting with his laying with his son on a couch. I don't remember his name. I would say it, you know, to throw a shout out, but I don't remember what his name was. Anyways, there's a picture of him sleeping with his son on the couch, and on the thing it reads, the wife puts, my husband got home from a long day of work, like 20 hours of work, and it was cute because he straight up laid down, like he has his uniform on, and they're asleep, and she's like, I captured his picture because I remember right before he fell asleep, he said, after a whole 20-something hours of being yelled at, spit on, talk shit to, all I wanted to do was come lay with my son.
Yeah.
And sleep with him. And she she says on the post, like, I kept trying to wake him up to go to the room. And he kept telling me, no, I want to be here with him. It's trippy.
I mean, that's beautiful.
Because these people are making these cops feel endangered and all that. Or even endangering them for no damn reason.
It's bad enough as it is.
Yeah. It is. I feel that people forget that we're all human. And these cops are putting their life on the line to protect us. And they don't have to do it. I mean, they can decide not to work, and then we don't have any cops to help us. Yes, there's some bad seeds, but I feel most of them, because I know I have a lot of cop friends.
Yeah, me too. I have a lot of family.
That are in law enforcement, and they do it for the good. I strongly feel there's mistakes, and it just, right now, chaos. Everybody's crazy because they've been, you know, locked in because of COVID, and then all of a sudden this happened, so it's a reason, I don't know, to go out and just get crazy, but it's not fair. It's not fair to anyone. The businesses that are getting vandalized, it's just not right. That's not the way to do things, and we shouldn't be doing things like that here in the United States. We're better than everyone else. We're not a third world country, and sometimes it's kind of sad to see that some of these things that they're doing, we're acting like animals rather than a civilized
Yeah, and
nation.
again, with all the information we have, we got to take wisdom into account and think about what we do with that information, guys, to help everybody, to help ourselves, and to help our country. And I didn't see that meme. That's a beautiful post.
Yeah, it was really
I did
cool.
see a post where a dude was holding up a sign, and it said, "Your daughters love every inch of us. Why don't you?" And I thought that was fucking dope as shit. All right, guys. So there we go. So we got Ericka Fuentes here. Ericka and I are from a little town on the outskirts of El Paso called Fabens, Texas.
Woo, Fabens.
I don't know if you were born there or what, but take us from the beginning. Ericka has played in she's been a front man of a couple of bands in her day. She has also been a radio DJ for KLAQ a couple of times, I think twice already.
Yeah, I quit and came back.
So for younger people, I want them to take from this episode with you, Ericka, if they're interested in broadcast or any type of any job in media like that. I hope that your unique particular story and what you did particularly, hopefully it'll give them a little bit of insight and some view and stuff. So let's take it from the top, Ericka. So you said you grew up in Fabens, right?
I grew up in Fabens. I was born in Isleta, is what my mom said.
Yeah.
There was a little hospital out there. So, I lived my whole life in Fabens till recently. I think I've been out of there for 3 years now, 3 or 4 years.
Because you had your own house out there forever.
Mm-hmm. It was my mom's house, and then it became my house.
Yeah.
But yeah, born and raised out there, graduated from there. I went to school with both your sister
My brother and my
brother.
sister.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And so I didn't want to do media when I first started out.
When you first started, well, let me
when I was growing up.
well, when you were growing up, let's talk about when the music bug hit you.
Oh, that was, you know what? I've always loved music, and I'm a big fan of rock. But it had to do a lot with my siblings, my older brother, my sister. I'm a lot older than you guys. Shouldn't say that, but I'm not going to say my age.
I'm not going to ask your age.
Yeah, thank you.
It doesn't matter if you are a lot older, because you'll never look as old as me. You might be, but you're never going to look it. Like, I started like at 20. I started getting white hair. It's what it is.
I just started after I had my son.
I mean, when I was like 12 years old, they were like already asking me for my driver's license and stuff. So I'm like, I've never looked young in my life.
Chill the fuck out.
So
yeah.
So you started
Yeah.
with your siblings. They were listening to some cool stuff back then.
I remember MTV. MTV
Hell yeah.
was on my TV all the time because of my older brother. He was a big rocker, heavy metal, all that stuff. So basically, I have a twin brother, and it was me and my twin brother, and we weren't allowed to put anything on the TV besides what our older brother wanted.
Yeah.
So it was MTV every day, all day. I remember, I can name you a bunch of videos.
If you got mad, would you just switch it to VH1? Like, fuck
I was
that
going to
guy.
say, any VH1
Piss
for
him
you or
off and
what?
put VH1. Not even VH1. You know what? We would do VH1, but it was everything MTV. Headbangers Ball at night.
What channel was it?
29.
29. Dude. See, in Fabens, it was channel 29, and VH1 was 27.
Yeah.
For all you city slickers, y'all don't even know.
They're like, it's like 10/4531 or
like, no, for us, it was channel 29
yeah, that's what it was for us
And
too.
then
and
Calm
27.
Calm down.
East Side, El Paso.
That's what it is.
Yeah. But no, yeah. So, yeah, that's I think where I loved music the most. I don't remember my mom like being a big influence, but it was just MTV in general. And then I remember always singing.
Yeah.
And I know I have a memory of my mom getting mad at me once because I was running around the house and I was singing Bad Company, Feel Like Making Love. So I was around the house like, feel like making, and then
She's
my
like,
mom.
excuse the fuck me? Who do you
No,
think you
that's
are?
what she says. Cabrona, ni sabes lo que dices.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, I didn't know it was bad till she pointed it
Then
out.
tell me.
You're like, love's not bad,
I
Mom.
was just, yeah, we love everyone. Like, what are you talking about? I feel
shit.
like making love, like happiness.
That's dope.
So, yeah, and going through high school and everything, I wasn't much into singing.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what I do. But I was in band, and that's I guess where it started. I wanted to be in band and play a musical instrument, and I really wanted to play saxophone.
Hell yeah.
But coming from Fabens, my mom, I told her I needed an instrument. I wanted to saxophone. So I said, please go get me an instrument so I can be in band. And she showed up with a flute.
Oh, shit.
So my mom's like, Mija, sorry, this is all I can afford. Because
Oh,
it's like
yeah, yeah,
$100 for a flute versus how much for a sax?
Shit, like 800.
I don't even know.
So she was like,
Yeah,
you
that
can
was
start
nice
with this
piece.
and let's see if you're going to stick with it. And so I did.
Yeah.
My sister played flute in high school as well, so she was really happy. And most of my years, I think it was 6th grade all the way up till high school that I was
Yeah.
in band. I played the flute. I did bounce back and forth on a couple of instruments to help during orchestra. So I played trumpet for a while because my brother was playing trumpet and
Dope.
didn't want to play trumpet. And my mom's like, I rented this for nothing. So then my mom's like, what am I going to do with it? And I was like, I'll ask to see if I can play it. So I played it for about a year. And then I also did, what is it called? The upright baritone?
The baritone.
Because during orchestra, we needed someone to cover that part. And because they knew I kind of knew the trumpet,
Okay, cool.
they were like, do you think you can play this instrument
it's
for
the
us?
same three
So-
fingers, right?
Well, it's kind of like a tuba, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like a smaller one. It's the
like
baritone.
little, and it comes up.
That's what my nephew plays, right?
Mhm.
The
Cause
I
they-
baritone.
think the baritone sounds like, which is like a little bit lower. But I think it's something like that. I don't
So-
know. That's the only horn we got, guys.
I was gonna say.
What do you want to do?
I was like,
no.
that
I'm
sounds
not-
like-
It's what it is.
I'm not giving you the
Let me
look
correct
of
you.
that. Yeah.
That's a trombone.
Well,
it's a tromboner. Fucking Jordan.
Hey, man.
Tromboner.
shout out to Jordan.
So yeah, so I did band.
Yeah.
Band. Like I said, I wish I played saxophone. My brother was a drummer, so
Dope.
that was later on. I think my high school years, because
Yeah.
he was my twin brother, but yet a grade below me. He got a whole trap set, and so the trap set would be there at home, and I would get on and play it. And sometimes I don't know how to play it, but I would pretend to play it. Should I say
Okay.
it that way?
You
right?
just start fucking hitting a bunch of shit.
And people would come by and they're like, "Hey, is Eric home?" And I'm like, "No, it's me playing the drums." But that was I always had interest, like I said, in music.
Cool.
The singing didn't come till later on.
What
and it's,
What were you listening to back then? And what did you? I mean, what were you listening to then? And what was like motivating you to keep loving music?
when I started, it was all the rock, 80s rock, everything that
Dope.
I love. I think my biggest idols are like Pat Benatar, Lita Ford, Joan Jett, all the female. I mean, all the female.
Blondie.
Blondie, and I can even get into some other. I can't think right now. I'm blacking out. But yeah, anything rock. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And then towards middle school, I want to say high school,
Mhm.
I did get into hip hop for a little bit because I became a cheerleader.
Mhm.
I was a cheerleader as well, and so what everyone was listening to is hip hop, and then you had the rockers, and I just like kind of did everything. So I remember loving Snoop Dogg and then Eazy-E and
Well, keep in mind at the times that she's talking about right there, gangs were real prevalent in Fabens at that time.
yes.
Back in the 90s, there used to be a lot of drive-bys in our town.
Yep.
And I was young. I was young as shit, but I
Still
remember my cousin's neighbor getting shot up and stuff, and that was her best friend, and it was like a big deal. But I mean, that's what was going on in the 90s back then in Fabens.
Yeah, we had the Nasty Boys and
Shout out.
Los Fatherless.
Shout out to my cousins. What was that?
And I'm trying to remember the rest.
The Barrio
I didn't know
Favors.
fucking
Barrio
fatherless went
What
over
that
there, dude.
Yeah.
What up, Ramos?
But yeah, there was a lot of
Fab
there was
Town.
a lot of
Get
gangs.
down.
I really didn't. I wasn't in that crowd. I was weird. I was never.
You're a rocker.
I was a loner. I don't know what you would call me because I was in band, like I said. So my brother was a big rocker. So
Yeah.
all the people that were rockers knew me. But then yet I was a cheerleader, so I would hang around with a lot of the jocks.
Okay,
too,
yeah.
As well.
That makes
So
sense.
It would just.
So you were jamming in a cheerleader suit, is what you're saying?
Jamming in and cheerleading.
Yeah, imagine it. Just think
I mean-
about it.
We did. We had. You know what?
It's either or.
We our now they do it, but back then it wasn't known. Like when you do your cheerleading, dances. I forgot. Oh
Your
my God.
routines?
Our routines. Thank you.
Yeah.
It would be more pop, and I would actually like, hey, put some rock in it. And we did. We would intermix some of the rock music into
That's how you do it.
our routines.
And that's Fab Down.
Wake up, it's the first of the month.
Right.
That's what was going on back then, you know. Bone went hard back in the day.
It did.
Yeah, Bone's bad as fuck. Dude.
So then, so after that, a little bit later, that's when the singing came in?
Yeah, the singing came in because in Fabens we don't have a lot of
Things to do?
Anything?
for the school. There's not a lot of activities. I mean, it's like
Correct.
you know, basketball, baseball. Like I think baseball started when baseball for guys was fine, but for girls we had softball my senior year.
Oh,
so
yeah.
there was no such thing as softball.
Oh,
out there.
man.
There was no such thing as soccer, but we got choir.
Mm-hmm.
We finally got choir, and I remember I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna be in this, right?
Do you remember the teacher?
I don't remember her name.
Oh, okay.
I don't. I know she came from Clint,
I was just wondering. Wait,
and I cannot remember her name though. It's a long time ago though.
did she go back to Clint?
I don't know.
Okay.
I graduated and I don't know what happened.
The
at
only
school.
Clint teacher I know from choir, her name was Miss Long, and she was cool as shit.
Okay, no, I can't remember her name. But so they had choir, and I was like, I'm gonna be in choir. So I got the class registered for that year. I can't remember if it was my junior or senior year, but they had us all try out,
Yeah.
and I sucked. I sucked. Everyone had to sing the Star Spangled Banner
Oh, yeah.
at least for one of the games. So we all went in and tried out, and she told me I'm exempt. I didn't have to do it.
She said exempt or you suck?
No, she didn't say I suck. She's like, you don't have to do it. You're exempt, you know.
What a bitch.
And for everybody,
Which I know what it meant. It meant
Yeah.
like you suck. Like you shouldn't be singing.
For everybody who doesn't know, the national anthem spans at least three octaves.
She told me to pick one.
So you got to start in the lowest octave, and then you got to hope that you got room for the highest note
Yeah, she
and the
told me.
highest octave that you can go. So it's a pretty tough song. So,
It is.
but so then that was probably like your junior or your senior year, right?
Yeah. And I
Okay.
remember I was just kind of like, okay, I'm just not meant to sing. I was very high soprano.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
you were blazed. Did you got that?
Oh, you were
too, huh?
high. You were out there at high
No,
school,
I was
huh?
in high school. No. I
Okay,
was
so
a
you were
soprano. My vocals,
soprano 1 or 2.
There was only one of us, so I guess I was one.
All right, that's what it is. Continue.
Right. Well, it wasn't that big. I was the best. No. So yeah, so it wasn't in my. It's something that I didn't even think of doing.
Yeah.
What ended up happening is after high school, I had a really good friend that loved to do karaoke.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that too. Go ahead.
She loved to do karaoke, and so she dragged me out. And I think we started doing karaoke. I was 17. Shouldn't be at bars, but I was there.
That's what it is.
And
At
all thanks-
Rodartes or what?
Right? No.
Shout out to Rodartes.
No, it wasn't doing Rodartes. Right? Woo! No. It was actual Paso bars and stuff.
Okay, good.
And it was all thanks to Cattleman's Steakhouse, right? All the people.
Shout
that
out
we
to
hung around with,
Cattleman's.
right?
Were you already working at Cattleman's during high school?
Yes.
I know my brother
started-
did too.
The end of my junior year, all through my senior year, I was working there. So we started hanging around with a lot of the older employees there, and that's
Yeah.
how we would get into these bars that had karaoke. And
Shout out to Cattleman's. It's one of the best steak restaurants in Texas, really, or everywhere, right?
United States, yep.
I'm
I was
fucking
there.
hungry.
I was there for 21 years, 22 maybe.
22
I lost
years.
count.
Yeah,
I was there for a long, long time.
and
Good money.
I always liked the ribs there. The ribs were like no joke, man. Like actual beef ribs. They went fucking hard out there.
Why would you go and get ribs at a
My
steakhouse?
brother would just bring them because
Oh.
like my brother didn't work there as long as as Ericka did, but he would like work there like if he wanted like to like buy clothes for prom or some shit or
Or
whatever.
he'll go do like little.
Yeah, he'd go out there and work and stuff, and
Party crew.
that's pretty cool. But so then you started karaokeing. Where Vertigos or where'd you say?
Actually, that was high school for me. The hottest days.
All right.
That's a whole nother story.
We went into that a while back.
But no, yeah. So I'm trying to think of the name. I'm trying to think of all the places. Carlos and Mickey's was one that we would get into.
Awesome.
And then there was another one. Now it's called where the Rock Bar is.
Which one?
The one off of Airways.
You're talking about that's not where
Where the Rock Bar is on Airways.
is it Rock Bar or Rock
It's
House?
called Rock House now. There you go.
It used
Rock
to be
House.
called
It was called, but this is like a long time
we used to have
ago.
Scooter Sundays
I
and
couldn't even
shit.
think. I can't
It's
even-
Matt's bar, but it used to be
Yeah.
called something else before.
On Airway.
Yeah,
Is it Airway?
right behind the mall. Like
He
No.
had House of Rock on
sorry,
Viscount.
Sorry, Viscount. That's what I'm
Oh,
talking
okay.
about. Viscount.
It used to be
So
the Blue
then-
Iguana, and
Before
then
that.
before that, it was like, ooh.
You won't remember. Go.
No, I won't.
This is.
Because the first time I ever went there, when it
Was
was
the
like
Blue
Blue
Iguana?
Iguana,
No,
like
this is way before
15
that.
years ago.
Yeah.
And right now, like I'm having a brain fart and I can't think of
That
what
place
it
was a
called.
cool setup because it had like a second floor and stuff too. That place.
So Matt
I
had
played
set
a
it
lot of
up.
shows
Yeah,
there.
Matt set it up one time, the upstairs.
Yeah.
But then it didn't last very long, and he took the stairs out. But we would stay after.
yeah.
And we would go upstairs, and it was cool. There was a pole up there. I think he wanted to make it like a titty bar setting and whatnot, but just never went there.
It's very surprising how many bars here in El Paso that I've gone to that had a different level.
You
and
didn't even
there
know
was like
about.
there was
You
like
never
a
did.
stripper pole there.
No, like you didn't even know about it.
But you know, you play enough bars and
Yeah,
you're gonna
yeah,
you
they
play
let-
enough bars,
they
you're
let you-
gonna find a couple poles.
a couple poles. Yeah.
But anyways,
So,
so
yeah.
you would go there to that location on Viscount.
Yeah.
Crawdaddy's was a little bit farther down.
Farther. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and
I did. So yeah, and so I remember being young and I would do 2 songs was in my little repertoire, and my friend though she sang really good. She sang amazing.
Yeah.
And so there was times that all the cattlemen's would go hang out,
Mm-hmm.
and at that time there was like a little band that they were putting together, and so they came up to me and they're like, "Hey, we're looking for a backup singer. Would you want to be a backup singer?" And I was kind of like,
Dope.
"Me? Wow, like okay." You know, it can't hurt.
Fuck you, choir teacher. You see what just happened?
See?
Yeah,
No.
and then
And you know what? The reason why I finally found out, I guess I completely skipped. I finally found my voice, and I knew I could sing because of my friend. She used to do karaoke also at Graham's.
Okay, cool.
At Graham
There you
Central
go.
Station at that Cat's karaoke. So I remember being out there one day, and I was getting up to sing. Guess what song? Feel Like Making Love.
Ah, dope.
oh shit, I was gonna say Celine Dion or some
Making
shit.
Dope.
My favorite song since I was 5. So I went up there to sing that song, and it was coming out horrible. I was just like, ugh. And so my friend is like, stop. And she told the DJ, can you pick it up
change
a
the
pitch?
key?
Change the key, and then speed it up for her, because I think it's too slow.
Okay.
And then she's like, I need you to listen, and then try it again.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's do this, right? And then, yeah, I was listening, and then all of a sudden, it was just like, baby, when I think about you, I think about love. And then she turns around, and she's like, holy shit, you
finally
can
got it.
sing.
Oh, there it was. It was right there.
You
It's right
finally
there.
got it. Yeah.
So, so yeah, it was really cool, because after that, I was like, I can sing. That teacher was just so full of shit, but I can actually sing. And then the band came later
Yeah.
when they asked me to be backup singer. And
What group was that? Do you remember the name of
I
that
don't
group?
even want to say the name of it. It was a band in Favens.
Was that
No,
one
you
with my
got
cousin?
to. No, you have to.
Were you with my? Was that the one where you were with my cousin?
With Fred?
Yeah.
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 Now you gotta say the
Shout out
name.
to my cousin Freddie. Yeah, you can
come
say
on,
it. It
dude.
doesn't matter. Yeah,
Unheard of Messiah.
Oh my
I
God.
wait.
Yeah, dude. They were wild.
Hey, the fridge. You know about that?
I don't know, dude. You know, Friggy likes to make his own
Shout out
decisions.
to the
bro.
fridge.
So it was good. I was learning all the backup
Yeah.
vocals and stuff like that. And then we played at a couple of places, but then I remember one of the nights we were going to do Rodartes.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Fuck
I know you
yeah.
guys love that.
You know we're the only band that's ever played in Favens, right? Besides like bands that are from Favens. Like, we go out there and we jam.
And you guys jam.
We used to jam the yard.
You know
dog.
what? We were gonna do Lada's bar for New Year's, just like a year
Yeah.
ago.
What happened?
You
Why
guys
did we
have
not
to
do
invite
that?
me.
Well,
We
we're
don't
gonna do it.
remember
We
Oh,
will do
okay.
it.
Something happened though. Why we didn't do it.
We'll make it happen.
So yeah, so when that show happened, our lead singer didn't show up.
Oh shit.
Shut up. So guess what?
they're like, what are we going to do? You know, all these people. We had all these people show up, too. It was
Good.
crazy. They ran out of beer.
Oh,
That's how
wow.
Damn,
good.
girl.
I was like,
That's a good day.
It's a good day when the bar runs out of beer.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
It's not uncommon, but it's a good day.
So I had to do lead vocals. And then after that, it kind of stayed like that for a while. The band ended up, it got harder because I started working for, at that time I started going to school. So I was going to EPCC, and then I started interning for Power 102 in the morning show.
Yeah.
And when that happened, right, I have audio of that stuff if you guys ever want to hear it.
Damn, you should have brought that.
Yeah, you did.
That'd be
So,
cool.
yeah, with Patty and Mike, Power 102.
There you go.
And then
Calmada.
back then, it was Tiny Titi and also intern Juan. And then I became an intern Ericka.
Oh, yeah.
So did you actually come out though?
On the mornings.
Yeah.
talked. I would do crazy stuff. That's the funny thing that they loved about me, because they would have me go do little random stuff just to freak out people. Like I stole shopping carts at Walmart from people.
Oh, like those random things to see if you can get away with it.
You
Yeah.
mean like a regular Favorite
Like,
Wednesday? Or?
Like just practical jokes to see.
They're
if
like,
it-
Ericka,
Practical
you're
jokes.
crazy. You're like, what?
I'm from Fabens. Oh,
Oh. Just kidding.
what was that shit called? The midnight? Was it the midnight
I
storm?
thought you started on the Quiet Storm.
Yeah, there you go. That's what the quiet storm, dude. The middle of the night quiet
See,
storm.
I need that button.
Yeah.
Quiet Storm. Yeah, there you go.
And they play like some.
And then what song? Real quick. Real quick.
I
What
was
song?
I was gonna say like a Casey and JoJo song or some
Yes.
shit.
Or
dude.
the first song you'd hear like,
Get
which one? I wanna get lost in love with you. Do all the things you want me to. Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
That
Quiet
was
Storm
some
went fucking
shit,
hard.
dude. Yeah.
The love we share, something so especial. Yeah, you remember that shit? You're like, oh,
Hey,
yeah. That
can you
shit's
calm
dope.
down, Charlie Chanclas, please?
Hey, bro. I'm for real.
Oh man. That
So
was
then,
that-
so
back
what
in the
made
day.
you start like deciding to go and like, hey, let me reach out to Power 102. I want to intern there. Like, how did that idea come about?
I'm a multimedia major, so when I did start in EPCC, I wanted to be a journalist, and it was coming down to the end when I was going to graduate with my associates. So you need to do an internship.
Yeah.
I tried to get on KLAQ,
Yeah, of course.
so I reached out, and they were like, "We are not picking up interns," and it was cutting it real close because you had to find an internship, or otherwise I wouldn't graduate.
Yeah.
And so Marty from KHA, Marty
shit.
Austin,
Yeah, yeah.
Martin Salgado.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, because all you DJ fools change your names.
Right.
I found that out because of you. Because
Right.
we're hanging out somewhere, and you're like,
That's
yeah,
not
that's
my
not
name.
really my name. And then I was like, okay. And then I started backtracking. I'm like, Raymond Rowe. It's all. I don't want to say your name.
Yeah.
Dude. It's whatever.
Raymond Ariola?
Ariola.
Uh-huh.
And then Rick Mardi Gras. Hey, what was his name?
Madrigal.
Madrigal.
But it's but I'm just saying I didn't know that. So now after that I would hear.
What about
DJs and
Mojo?
I'm like,
Mojo
bitch.
Jojo?
What
Yeah,
about
that's not his real name.
I know, but that was
Scott
my boy.
Ronson was really Scott Ronson, wasn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah. Because one of my boys knew his daughter.
Oh yeah, fucking Scott.
He's
Scott was
funny.
dope.
I'm not your bitch. You know that.
I got that shirt. I should have wore it.
Do you
today.
have
Fuck,
that?
man, I
Oh,
fucked
you
up.
stupid.
That would have been cool.
Right.
That
I had my
fool-
KLAQ shirt, but I wanted to do Iron Maiden.
Every
you
time
go.
he would
Rock.
interview
Rep
us for Elotix, I mean, it probably wasn't every time for Elotix, but every time I saw him, he just always wore his fucking big ass hockey jerseys. Like, really, dude?
Another big hockey fan that's tied here to El Paso is Al Jurgensen, dude.
Is he?
From Ministry. He's a hardcore fucking hockey fan.
I only
bro.
see him with his little glasses and his 1,000 piercings.
Yeah.
He's fucking cool though.
He's hardcore in the fucking.
I didn't know
hockey.
that.
He came out on the Bill Burr podcast maybe like a month ago, and all he did was fucking talk hockey.
Really?
Like, from like back in from the 70s and up, dude. Like,
Damn, girl. That's a sport.
fucking Al, bro. But
Okay,
he
sorry.
said there's a new album coming out pretty soon. that
Have you
they're
heard the
working
new
on it right
shit?
now. I haven't had a chance.
Damn.
But I want to get Caesar on this bitch. That would be dope to have.
I got the new album, the one that they just released.
Yeah.
And I've listened
is
to
it
it. It's good, man.
I gotta
It's
check it
really
out.
good.
On my
It's
Apple
crazy.
Music.
I mean, I didn't know they were really like. I guess they are like what in industrial electric rock. or
Yeah,
some shit,
yeah,
but
that's what they are.
rock. Like you listen to it, and it's got some balls behind it, dude. But I think that also comes from like Caesar of so many years of like heavy playing and shit that they get that real deep. I don't know. You gotta listen to it. I'm not gonna say no more. You gotta listen to it. It's cool.
Say no more, fam.
Say no more. You gotta let her go back to her shit.
Say no more.
It's okay. It's a really good band I used to party with. So
You see how great he segues?
Hey,
segues
no.
Great,
We
right?
all segue. We all
Did
segue.
you see how great he just did that
we
segue?
segue when
Famous.
guy segues a lot.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
guy-
guy's not here, but he will segue for like an hour. And then Jake will be like,
okay, let's get back to it.
no, we're used to it. That's what we do. We're clowns. Anyways, and then so you were singing for Salila and those Dinos, and then
Yes, and then that bitch came and shot me.
God.
The end. And all of a sudden, J-Lo's famous. The end.
The
Oh,
end.
I know. No one
Okay.
cares. Yeah. Jesus.
No,
so
you went to El Paso Community College. You wanted to get a multimedia major.
Mm-hmm.
You had to do an internship. So you were reaching out everywhere. And Marty from KHA said,
he's like, you know what? Power 102 picks up interns all the time. Let me get a hold of Patty.
dope.
And let's see what she says.
Mm-hmm.
And then Patty from Clint loved that I was from Fabens.
Dope.
So she's like,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
let me get her in. Let me talk to her. And so we talked. And then she loved that I love music as well. And then, yeah, they took me on. They took me on the morning show for a whole year. Because I did the semester. And even after I was done, I was having so much fun. I took an extra class just so I could be on the morning show for another semester. So it was like for a whole year. I had lots of fun with them. And I really liked it. Ooh,
That's
I'm about to
it.
die.
That's your boy, dude.
I saved your life.
That's your boy. Get up and fix it, you loser. Get up. She's telling her story. Continue.
No, go ahead.
Sorry,
Go
did you
ahead.
go
Go
ahead?
ahead.
Okay, so yeah, so yes, stop laughing because then I can't talk.
I put tape in everything. Go ahead and then your story.
Okay.
And that tape fails, dude. That's what it is.
So you went another semester.
So yeah, I ended up being with him for a whole year, and then yeah, it was done. It was done with, and I really enjoyed it. But I was kind of like, okay, what else are we gonna do? I started UTEP, and I had gone to Phoenix for a concert or something like that. And we were on our way back, and
Yeah.
we heard Scott talking about take Scott Ronton's job. He was gonna move up, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Hours, and so they were advertising that you can come and try to compete for his position.
Wow.
So I thought, do I want to continue with radio or do I want to do more broadcasting and try to get on TV?
Yeah.
So then I said, try this out. You know, if you suck, they're going to tell you suck, and
Yeah.
I should just look for something else. And so, yeah, I got onto the website and I registered, and then he called me, and since I'm always working like a slave, I didn't answer the phone.
Yeah, you worked a lot. And Cattleman's been back in those days too.
Mm-hmm. I was always working, and so he just told me, you need to call me back by 9, otherwise you're not gonna be able to come on the show. And so it was 10 o'clock when I got this message, and I'm like, this isn't fair. I'm like, I'm working. Everybody else is probably at home relaxing.
Why didn't you just fucking walk away and take that call?
Cause, like just say bye.
No,
it's
just be like,
over?
hold on, really quick.
Oh, cause I don't have my phone.
Oh,
at work. It was at work at Cattleman's serving, so I couldn't take that.
I just
call.
figured like throw a plato down and then like, I'll be right back. You guys
Hold
need
on,
anything else?
Scott
Hold on.
Ronson's calling me.
Yeah. I mean, that's,
No, I
you know.
couldn't. So I got the messages. So I ended up calling him back, leaving him a message. He didn't answer.
Yeah.
And then I went into his email and I emailed him and I told him, look, you are missing a great opportunity here. You need to get me on the radio because this is something that I've always wanted to do. And I know I'm going to be really good. And if you don't put me on, you don't know what you're missing. And he thought it was really funny because he's like, wow, you called me and left me a message on my phone and on the phone for the radio station. And then he's like, you emailed me. He goes, fine. He goes, go ahead and come in on this day and then we'll go. Yeah, we'll go from there.
Dope.
So I ended up being on the air. It was really funny. And then I made it to the finals.
Now that's where you met Rick, right? Was Rick part of your class, right?
Yeah, that final group.
Yeah.
Rick had already actually been working with KLAQ
Oh, okay.
for a while,
I
but not
thought
on air.
But he was not on there. Yeah, he worked for like.
I know
years.
he did some time in Las Cruces, but did he start
This was
over there or
after.
did he start
No,
over here?
He did
That was
He did the.
Okay,
the,
gotcha.
What is it? What was it? The Rock?
Rocket.
Rock. There you go, Rocket.
Yeah, but that was after the queue.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He got let go from the queue. And I was still there.
And probably because of the story that I'm going to tell you guys, it might have
Probably.
been because of that. Something like that.
But so
Hold
yeah.
that thought.
Right. So that's when I met Rick. And the funny thing is that that's who I was going up against.
Yeah.
Is Rick.
Oh, wow.
Rick's
So-
hard. Rick's hard.
So we went on, and he was there, and he had just finished, and I asked him, like, hey, what does this entail? Like, what's going to, like, if I win, what is it going to pay? What are the hours?
Yeah.
Because I'm making, like, decent money at Cattleman's.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm kind of like, is this even worth it if I win? Because I'm one of the finalists. And so he told me, and then I was kind of like, well, it doesn't really pay. I don't think
you
I
gotta
would
drive
leave
all the way from over there to over
all
there.
to the east,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, how far is that drive from Fabens?
It's about an hour. It's
Yeah.
an hour, 45 minutes, just depending.
It's wild.
I can do it in 45 when I had my Mustang.
What color was it?
Pewter gray.
That's right.
Was it?
I still have it. But so yeah, so I went on.
What color was it? I still have it.
It.
Don't say was.
Yeah, I shouldn't say was. I'm like, wait a minute, I still have it. Pewter gray.
That's
But
okay.
but
I
no,
remember that
Mustang.
Mustang.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
I was everywhere in it. But so yeah, so what ended up happening was I did the show, right?
Yeah.
And then it finished, and then they're like, okay, we'll go ahead and get a hold of you, and we'll let you know who won.
Mm-hmm.
So then I remember leaving there and then calling my friends and like, where are you at? I'm gonna go to a bar. Let's have some shots. And they're like, why? What's wrong? I go, I'm not gonna win. I'm like, Rick Mardi Gras has been there for a year, and I'm like, they're gonna hire someone with experience, not someone like,
Yeah.
me that's just coming, in here.
But you
not
also
knowing
did
what to do.
Power 102 stuff too, so I'm
Still
pretty
different,
sure.
though. A little bit
Yeah, I know
different,
it's a totally different program, but I think experience-wise, it's not like you were that far away from
Away.
experience-wise.
So yeah, I remember. So we drank. I got drunk, and I actually had a missed phone call.
Oh, shit.
There you go. What's up with you, dude?
Uh-huh.
She's
And-
not thinking.
right.
So she never checks her phone. That's what we're gathering here.
So
Check your phone, everybody.
Scott said to call back because they wanted to talk to me about something.
Yeah.
And then, but I was like, I didn't win. Like, I asked my friends, and they're like, no, you didn't win. Rick won. So I'm like, why am I going to call? I'm like, I'm not going to call. Like, that's stupid. And then later on that following week, I got a call from Courtney,
Okay, and he was the program director at the time.
the main program
Okay.
director. So Courtney Nelson called me, and then he left a message because I was at school. And he told me that they're looking for a female to go ahead and be on air, because at that time there hadn't been a female in a
Yeah.
long time. It was just Teresa Provencio in the
Yeah,
morning.
Teresa. And who did Sundays? Was that?
Wasn't there a cat too?
Cat. Mm-hmm.
Cat
Tyler?
Cat Tyler was on there for a while
Mhm.
because my mom used to
But a
pull
long
her
time.
blood.
Who did Sundays? Remember when we came out? Like when Angel Syndrome and stuff. Remember when like there was like a little segment in KLAQ when Sundays they would do the local music.
Yeah, they did that for a long time because even Alex came out.
but it
on
was
that.
who
Cruise
was,
the Clubs?
who was
Was
it?
it Cruising the
Or-
Clubs?
No.
You're talking, or what do you mean?
It was like a
There's
Sunday
segment.
segment between like 5 and 7 or
It was
7
like
and
local,
9.
like the local.
They still do it right now. They do
I
on
just
Sunday
don't know what it's
nights.
called.
It's Q Connected, and
The
then they
Q
do it.
Connected.
Yeah.
Who started that?
That got started.
Was that Teresa?
No,
Or who started
that?
that? No,
Glenn
no.
Garza, and then they came up with it, and that's actually newer. Like when I started, that wasn't the. I don't remember Q Connected.
Q
till a couple of
Connected.
years.
Dude, shoot.
Because when
what I'm
I
trying to think,
remember-
I'm thinking of like 2007, 2006,
Yeah.
maybe.
No,
Right?
I think they had barely started thinking about it because it was really It was really big when Alotix was coming out. I'm telling you because we did.
Mhm.
They put us on a lot.
Not.
It was like
All the damn
2007.
time.
I got 2 songs on there, and I remember
You when you got the 2 songs, I wasn't with you, right? It was when you.
no, because it was Shattered Rock and Roll and Faded Ink.
Oh, okay. So then that was.
So I
probably
had just
they
came back
barely
from
started
Houston.
Then.
So when I got back from Houston, I got back like 2007. So this has to be like 2008. Does that
Maybe.
ring a bell?
Because our album.
'Cause you were
came out
going
in-
hard. In
Our album
08.
came out in 2010.
In 08,
and we
like,
hit
shit.
hard. Yeah, so it might have just had barely started. It was cool as shit though. Anyways.
Mhm. Because when I first left, I think I left in 2010,
Okay.
and so I was there for 5 years. So this is 2005 we're talking about.
All right.
So I remember it came in a little bit later, but
They just wanted a little more diversity, so they called you
Yeah.
in.
So they called me in, and so then I started coming in and just voice tracking and seeing if it was going to work. And then eventually, I got the hang of it, and then I became overnights. I was overnight from like Tuesday to Friday, and then eventually I picked up Saturdays.
So you were the KLAQ Quiet Storm.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, and she would play some cool shit. She
Yeah.
play. Did you get a chance to play a little bit more of what you wanted? I understand from what I understand about KLAQ, it's part of a company that's national, so you can't really skew too much from the actual program because it's coming from the big wigs, right?
And actually, that's all the radio stations.
Pretty
work
much
that
all.
way. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's just certain songs.
Like Regent is running it or something.
There's
right?
certain songs that you can just play because it has to do with all the royalties and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there's not. We have a library, and there's only certain songs you can play.
Yeah.
And there's basically a list that they already have. I know I was known for changing that list sometimes, and
There you go.
I mean, they get mad at you, but hey, anything for my fans. They would call and request something, and I was like, it's not coming up next, but we can switch it.
There you go.
But yeah. So
Can you talk a little bit about that, or is that like inside baseball stuff that they don't like
That
sharing?
we can't
they
know
don't like
about?
mentioning to the public?
Is it something really cool that we're not supposed to know about?
no.
Oh.
I mean, there's not. Well, I don't really, because I mean, it was already done. This is what you would see, I guess. Glenn Garza, under, because I think Kevin. Now it's Kevin, but basically Courtney Nelson and Glenn would do the song list and everything, and it's just, I don't know how. Like I said, they go and they pick whatever songs,
Yeah.
and then there's a library there, and
But
just the allotted time lets you kind of switch out some songs,
Mhm.
but we gotta constantly watch the time and make sure. The main thing is commercials.
Of
And
course,
you gotta
that's
make
the money.
sure, yeah, you just gotta make sure that your commercials are played and none of the songs are actually cutting off commercial time.
Okay. KLAQ is considered. What type of radio station is it considered? There's a rating. Like I don't know if it's like A or I guess it's based on the market or something. Like, well, this group of radio stations are this rating, so they're like national and stuff. And then these over here, they're like
Bottom end.
Okay. Because we're owned by like. I'm not there no more. They fired me because of COVID. It was so sad, but hopefully I'll go back. But we are Town Square Media, so we're
There
a
you go.
big company. So we
Yeah.
are like a big major radio station.
But I remember someone
But-
telling me what it was, telling me the rating. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, but I have no idea what
It's,
rating we are.
I was trying to sound smart by
right.
bringing that up, but you were supposed to finish my fucking
I was
sentence.
supposed to
and you
finish it,
didn't.
but I
And
don't
you
know.
didn't. Okay.
I don't know.
Thanks.
So if you guys
Stop
could look that up.
asking these difficult questions that I do not have answers to.
I noticed that your drink is still full, and
'Cause you're making me nervous.
So, I mean, while you're taking a big old sip, right?
When you're taking a big old awkward chug sipper.
I just wanted to, so just really quick, just because I wanted to ask you this. When you had to do that show, that person didn't show up, did you remember all the lyrics? Like every damn song?
Oh, to
were
the
you
live
kinda
show
like,
at
or were you kinda like,
Rolantes.
fuck? Oh, wait, because back in the day, it was probably like a beachy notebook and shit. You're like, hold on, wait, I got the lyrics.
With the little stand.
Yeah,
in
nowadays you can get on your phone and hold on, play that shit. Like how ready were you?
Our,
front. I had most of the songs. Most of the songs that I had most of them memorized.
So you're good? Like,
I had
because
most
that
of
takes years to do.
I had most of them memorized. I think there was a couple of them that he basically did, and I wouldn't really have a lot of back vocals. They're the ones that I kind of had
Oh,
to.
okay.
And that was just like we saved those towards the end, like because I was just kind of like, well, I'll have to sing them, but let me.
All right, well,
bring
and
it.
don't lie about this. Did you play any songs again? Because a lot of people, when you go out to do like we have cover bands and stuff like that, and sometimes we'll have a shitty night, and we'll just be excited. We start getting drunk, we'll be playing, and then you're
Oh,
like,
like you
oh
repeat
shit,
it.
yeah, you're like, oh shit, like I fucking need like another 45 minutes of entertainment. Like last time we played at Crown and Eagle, we did that. We ran out of material, and we're like shit. And then this fool just started playing a song that we played in the beginning.
oh, yeah.
And it worked.
And it
But I'm
worked,
saying, so
yeah.
did you guys go through that too? Like,
I never had. You know what? We had enough songs to cover.
Damn.
We had enough songs to cover.
because we have like 30, 40 songs on deck, and we'll still run out of. I think it's just because we're exciting and we're excited and ready to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
So I just looked it up. I just gave it a Goog.
There you go.
And KLAQ is a C-class radio station. And which it has to do with the kilowatts and like the range that it has.
How far we
how far you guys can broadcast. There you go. So that's what I was thinking. I was like,
And now,
I said A,
I'm
but it's
trying
a
to
C.
wonder where we were before because I know now we went farther with the they can hear us a lot farther now.
Oh,
recently,
cool.
especially with like the KLAQ morning show, they hear us out in. I'm trying to think. Oh my goodness, because I've been out of it part time and working everywhere else.
I mean,
But,
I guess it doesn't really matter, but I mean, that is cool that does go along with a job. Like, how far am I
heard.
being broadcast?
Well,
yeah.
it's like if you listen to 93.5 by now, they should have had their shit together, right? But they're on
Who?
93.5. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
the oldie, like
It's
80s, 90s,
it's like 90s
hip-hop and shit.
R&B. Yeah.
But I mean, it's a good station. But if you listen to it, like you'll lose it. You'll lose it in certain parts of town. You're like,
well,
but it's a really good
I mean,
station.
is
It
it
depends.
still?
And then also they might be. I know there's a lot of stations coming out of Juarez.
Yeah.
It was
that's true.
well, and then it depends on your share, right? Like UHF and VHF and all that. It's the
Oh,
the way you
AM,
broad-
FM. But
no, but I mean how you're broadcasting, like
yeah.
or whatever. Like if they were to just take that to the next level of broadcast, it'd be like a really good station. It'd be like our shit. We're little kids, but they don't do that. So
Well,
I
they'll
guess
probably
if
they'll
you're
probably
trying
get there. Well, maybe they're
it's been like 5 years though.
well, maybe like how she was mentioning how all the radio stations like belong to a certain like corporation. Maybe theirs is like a small time corporation or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But, so that was the first time at KLAQ.
Yeah, and then I went ahead and I had been there for 5 years. Nothing was happening. I was really looking, I guess, to want to be in the morning show and just move up, do better time slots.
What segments did they have for you every time you went in, or what were you supposed to do? You just had a certain slot, and
I
that
did
was
12,
it.
12 till 6 in the morning, and then on Saturdays I would do the 7 till midnight.
Okay.
And so I really wanted morning show stuff. I've been there, but you know what? I've always worked somewhere else. It's never, that's never been, like, radio's never been my number one thing I've concentrated on. Same
Yeah,
thing as
it's never
music.
been your only thing because you've always
I was
worked
always
at
been working at
Cattleman's or something else.
And it was always the money. I guess that's what I would put first. Is like, what is bringing more money into my life, and that's
Yeah.
what I would waste most of my time on. And so, after 5 years, I told myself, if you're not moving up, if nothing's going on, you need to go finish because I stopped going to UTEP.
Oh, okay.
So I stopped going to UTEP, and I told myself after 5 years, if nothing happens with this, you need to go finish and get your bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
And so I ended up talking to them, and I told them, you know what, I'm going to leave because I need to go finish school. And I was thinking, okay, Ericka, you know what if we work with you, or what if we, and it was a new, at that time, Courtney had left, and Kevin came on.
Okay.
So it was a new management. So I think that too was just kind of like, oh my God, I'm going to have to work again to prove myself. And so he was just like, no, that's fine. You got to go to school, go for it. And school's always been very important for me, especially coming from Fabens. And the only person who ever graduated college was my older sister. So I really looked up to her. And I'm like, I want to get my bachelor's degree. And so, I stopped working for KLAQ. I went back to UTEP. And then in 2015, I graduated from UTEP with my bachelor's in multimedia and a minor in
Sweet.
business management.
Dope.
So that happened, and it wasn't. I got back into radio because I was going to quit Cattleman's. I was having issues there with a manager.
Okay.
And when that started happening, and I left, I had kind of been joking with him because I would go to Balloon Fest and everything. Still,
Oh, yeah.
all that stuff. I would still go see them. I would get free tickets still. I'd just call Kevin, and then he would hook me up. And then I started kind of playing with him, like, hey, you guys need help? You want me back?
Yeah.
Finally, when I quit Cattleman's and I started managing now in Clint, Mamacitas.
Yeah.
They
That's the last
called
time I
me.
saw you.
They called me, and they're like, hey, we're looking for someone. Do you want to come back? And I was like, full-time? And then they're like, no, part-time again. I was like, I'll take anything to go back into radio. So that's where I started up again. And I was doing now just the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah.
Yeah, jeez.
Mamacita is pretty cool. We haven't played there yet.
This is in Clint.
Yeah, remember when we went to go see Frecuencia?
Oh yeah, right there at that little corner bar.
Are you still managing there?
No,
Not anymore.
no longer there. I
But that
there
was
for
like
about a year.
ago. Yeah.
I was there for about because I have a year with the new business that I'm working with. So
And who you with now?
I now am the main manager for Amazing Lash Studio. It's a franchise where we put on lash extensions for women.
What about men?
We can do that. Actually, we do men if you want.
I don't.
Like-
Need, I don't need them. I've been told. My mom told me forever that I have the cutest lashes, so I'm just gonna take
They're
her word for it.
long, but you know what we can do for you? We can give you a lash lift.
No, I'm not a faker.
Yeah. What if I want to
I'm
like?
not a faker. I'm not gonna get fake tits and
They're
fake
not fake.
lashes.
We just
I'm
curl your
just
lashes.
not-
That way they're
I
curled.
just I'm not into
No,
it.
I mean, you don't gotta go the whole route of like you know.
Well, I'm not gonna buy half of it and just do half. Like my lashes touch my glasses right now. This is the constant problem, so I'm good. I think I'm good.
So
Let's
why
curl
don't you
them
ever
for you.
coin that phrase?
We
Hey,
will.
if your lashes don't
Hit your glasses.
don't hit your glasses,
You ain't shit.
there you go. Something molasses.
I've
I don't
been-
know. Bars.
I've been told for the longest time my lashes are good looking, so I'm not gonna fuck them.
You've been told that, but how do you feel about them?
I feel like they're great.
Why don't you go hit up your girl and come out like Snuffleupagus, and then, no one can fuck with you after that. You remember that fucking? Do you remember that elephant from Sesame Street? He went fucking hard as shit.
Get out of here.
Loved
What?
him. And how did he talk?
I don't remember.
Do you remember?
His nose like, it talk really slow like this.
Oh my god, that sounds scary, dude. Imagine.
And then he
should've
would
put some
blink
echo
really.
on
He was
that.
actually, I thought he was pretty scary.
Yeah,
Is he like? No offense, was he autistic or like?
And then he would.
I think
swing.
it was like borderline.
He was on the spectrum, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, he was real sluggish. He was like
Uh-huh.
I guess kind of sloth sluggish.
right.
Sloths
yeah.
are fucking dope.
But
Yeah.
imagine that guy like coming in the kitchen like in the middle of the night, like, all right, what's going on?
And then wouldn't his
Fuck
tail
that, dude.
wouldn't his tail and his whole body swing like
Yeah, that's what I said. He would swing like this.
Swinging and
You hear
swinging.
the
You
chair.
know what you do? He might have just been from Houston. He might have been on that lean, bro. Because I saw a couple of Snuffleupaguses out there on that
he
lean,
was fucking
bro,
with
and
that
they were
purple.
like,
He was working with that purple giant.
Hey, dude. Hey, dude. Nah, me. I'm like, yeah, I know what you mean, man.
Wow.
That's
There you-
another.
There
That's
you go,
another story.
segueing off of it, and then
Right.
Well,
So no, yeah.
we're
so,
getting back into it. So
Uh-huh.
now you work for this new lash company.
Yeah,
That's
it's a franchise, and I'm the main manager, which is going really great because I'm hoping
awesome.
to open up more studios and then get more money.
There you go.
It's all about the
so
money.
let's ask Ericka right now. I mean, I know, we know you're married and all that. It's just something we got to get a woman's.
Perspective. I don't
Yes,
even know what he's
yes.
gonna ask. I don't know why he said
No,
let-
because
let
this
us
last
talk.
episode we talked about it, and we talk about all these girls on Facebook and all these girls that are what is it called, fans only, and you can have a page on Snapchat, and you could subscribe and pay money to
There's
see
like a
girls, right?
paywall. Like
So-
these girls are like
Oh.
like cam girls or like
Yeah,
doing these
dude.
paywall things.
Like they get up in the morning and they.
It's
you
what
know,
it is.
They get up in their thongs and they take pictures and
Cheers.
subscribe and hit me up, bitches. But I asked them last time. But I'm
Here we
sitting
go.
amongst
No, no,
boys.
no,
No,
no.
we're not gonna get that deep. I'm just asking. We're sitting amongst boys. And I'm like, hey, if I did that, would you guys subscribe? If I did it would you subscribe to a man's fans only? If maybe a firefighter with like some buff ass, tits and little shorts.
You're far away from that.
You know what?
You're so far, you're
I'm
so
not
far away.
I'm just saying, would you? I'm thinking about going into that business.
This is,
I just don't know if I got what it
I
takes.
think you would do very, very well.
I don't know if I got what it takes, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't say that I would get on it because I'm married.
No, yeah, of course.
But
I'm asking
no,
it out of a woman's
as a woman,
perspective.
yes, women
'Cause
are going to
it's
get on
'cause-
there.
okay,
Women
so
are
then-
going to look at it, even though you think women kind of like, oh no, we don't look at guys, or oh no, we wouldn't look at.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
more
yeah.
cochinas than anything.
Cochinas,
We
yeah.
we do this all the time because we'll be driving home and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And he's like last time we talked about it in the truck, he's like, well, I mean, there are some dirty guys out there that will pay for that shit.
Mhm.
We know some guys that are like, I'm gonna fucking pay for this bitch's premium, and you're like, you're gonna spend $59 a month to see this chick.
That's what it is, dude.
In
They do
undies?
feet stuff and
No, yeah.
they send their they send their used chonies, dude. Like it's what it is.
You're the one that told me that.
I have friends
I've heard
that
about
get
that.
paid because they'll be like, I want a feet pic right now of your feet and the shoes you're wearing.
That
And so
is
they take
so
a picture,
weird.
they send it, and they Venmo or they Cash App them
I've got
$25.
I've got the cutest feet and the nicest lashes in the world, dude.
Mhm.
I do. I do. I don't got no fucking busted ass callus on the bottom of my feet.
It's crazy.
My nails are clean. They're not yellow. They don't got no fungi. I'm a fun guy. They got no fungi. It
So
just
you could.
I just-
mean, I
Here
do
we go.
think I do think women would pay for stuff like that.
We should
Even though they
fucking
say
do that.
no, they do. They
Okay,
do.
we're gonna get off this subject. I just have one last question for you. What's the look a girl gives when she thinks she looks at a guy she's never met and she thinks, I wonder what he feels like.
yeah, like him. But let me
I wonder what he feels like inside me. Like, what's that look?
Can you make that look?
you
Okay,
know
what,
that look?
what look do you give your husband? What's that? What's the
What is that look?
What's the gimme tacos?
I don't know that look.
Yeah, we don't.
And
We're
I think it would be
curious.
helpful for our fans to know to be able to identify that look
What is it?
in
Is it
another
kinda,
woman.
is it kind of like giving a cute face, like
you never
hey?
girls
or-
think that, right?
Yeah, they do.
Like, okay, wait, the question again?
You're walking around. You're in the mall.
You see this fine.
And
You're
I'm like,
single.
whoa.
This is a long time ago.
Okay.
You see a hot guy, and the first thing that comes in your mind, the first thought
Oh.
is, I wonder what he feels like.
I wonder what it feels like.
Okay.
What's that face?
What look do you-
What's that face?
That was it.
Wait.
That
do
was,
I do
that was
camera?
it. Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
look straight at
The
it.
camera?
Get in it, get
It's
in it.
kind of like,
Oh, see, she gave the eyebrow. Now let me fix. Let me fix a comment.
Okay, so if you see that, either
let me fix a common misconception on men. Is it true? Do you like a buff guy, or do you like that thick dude that's gonna keep you warm in the winter? It's very important because we always talk.
and
about
don't worry.
Yeah,
Just
you
because I'm
don't-
thick, I don't care about
yeah,
that.
we don't. You can say you like the skinny guys.
be brutes magoots.
you know what? I was never picky. I liked everything. I'm like, I tried everything.
There you go.
My husband's really tall. I really like tall men.
There you go.
And it doesn't really, I guess the muscles for me didn't really matter, whether they're skinny, even if
fucking
they're a
told
little
you.
bit.
He
loved
he was
his
pretty
height.
fit for a while.
And then I've dated guys that have the muscle. I mean, the muscle's nice, but then I think my biggest thing that it's for the moment, but if you want something that lasts longer,
There you go.
sometimes it's just the muscle doesn't.
You're
So wise.
you're okay. You're open with that fact that he might be muscular today, and he might get that Rona and lose all the muscles and all his body fat, and he's gonna be this little skinny twig. There's a lot of people that got that.
Hey man.
There's some bodybuilders, dude, that got the Rona, and then they show pictures later,
all
and
skinny
it's
now.
like, wow.
Yeah, I
Wow.
don't think. I mean, I've always believed that. I mean,
All that hard work
It's
for nothing.
nice, right? They look nice in the beginning, but I
Como
mean,
te algo?
Hey, no, luego you get a
We're gonna all
buff, you
get
get a
old.
buff. You're like, oh, this is all women's.
you know what I never liked? Watch, even if they're buff, and it's bad, but that's why I just rather go for a normal looking guy. It's because when they get buff, they get those stretch marks, and I feel like I'm the only one that should have stretch marks.
Oh yeah, that tiger belly, huh?
Yeah.
No.
But then,
Them tigers hurt.
like I said, it's not. But then,
And then if his name's Tony, ya valió.
Tony the tiger.
but with the buff, I mean, like.
No, but I'm saying
But
this.
I mean, now,
No,
I
well,
mean, the
think
older
about-
you get, the more it doesn't
Yeah.
bother you.
Basically, you're
I
saying that's
remember-
cool, but it's aesthetic, and it's not going to be
It's-
as meaningful.
Later on, like
Yeah.
now, it doesn't bother me. I guess when I was younger, maybe things like that.
Yeah.
But now it's just like,
I think it's common knowledge for a woman to follow all other women's footsteps and be like, I want a buff guy, good looking.
But then again,
and
it's
then-
just like us, though.
No, hold on, but watch.
We
But
go
then-
through our phases as we get
No,
older.
But then they get that, and then what they get
They
in turn
realize-
with all that shit is this guy don't want to work. He's a bum, and he's like a little kid. So they're like, fuck, I got this buff ass, good looking dude that I gotta pay for, feed, and he's a bitch.
So basically, I
That's all
got to
I'm saying.
keep Danny from going off on tangents like this and going wild.
Right?
So
he has
Just
issues.
questions. It was just questions. It's common questions.
we
it's
figured
the
it
first
out.
time we've had a female on our podcast, so we're able to ask her
I
shit.
just hope it's not the last one. Thank you, Danny.
Yeah, right there, like we don't got. You can have me on as many
Hey, I'm
times
a-
as you
I'm a
like, and I'm
thick-
really open, so I don't care.
Okay, so I want to talk about the karaoke days
Okay.
because karaoke is a big. It's actually a big thing here in El Paso. There's a very tight knit community of karaoke on the east side and on the west side.
Yeah.
Especially since back in the day, karaoke was a big thing. I was even a karaoke DJ for a little while. There was this one time I was like 22, and I was at Rods and Wheels, which was on Loma Land at the time. Do you remember that
Rods and Wheels? Which
It
one?
used to be Lucky Devils.
Lucky Devils? Well, it was the second
Yeah.
Rods and Wheels.
But no, yeah, it was after they closed down the Rods and Wheels on Montana.
Exactly.
They opened the one up on Loma Land.
Yeah. I was like 22 at the time, and Ericka comes through. she just got out of work with her friend. And I don't know. I didn't know her friend or whatever. So I'm there with my boy Big Dog. Shout out. My boy.
Oh, I remember Big Dog.
Yeah. He's doing good. He's a man of the Lord up in Dallas. Shout out to my boy.
Aw.
And so we were just hanging out, and he was like, dude, sing a song. So I went up, and I sang a song or whatever. I think I did like Careless Whispers or something stupid. And you're up at the bar, and you're having a beer, and I see you, and then you go like that. I'm like, cool. And then your friend comes up to the front of the stage, and she's like looking at me. And then So I sing my song or whatever, and then I get off, and she's like, "Hey, you can sing. You sing pretty good." I said, "Thanks. Hey, I know your friend. Like, she's my friend too." She's like, "Oh, okay, cool." So then I went and said hi to you, and then
I'm thinking that was Rosie.
Forgot her name.
I think. I'm more than sure it's Rosie Bretado. If it's not her, it was little sister.
I don't think so.
No, it's
No,
somebody
don't
else?
say any names.
Okay.
Don't say any names. But I'm pretty sure it's
naming
not them.
names.
I guarantee it's not them.
Okay.
And then,
The story's gonna
so
get
I
worse, is
go
what he's trying to
upstairs
say.
to have a cigarette, and she follows me. She's like, "Hey, can I have a cigarette too?" And I said, "Yeah." Blah blah blah.
I know.
And
You cabrona, you. We're gonna fucking let you
and
let it all
then,
out.
and then, yeah, we don't say no names on it.
Okay.
And then, so I have a cigarette. She's like, "Can I have a cigarette?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "How old are you?" I'm like, "I'm 22." She's like, "Oh my God, I'm 35." She's like, "You're a baby." I was like, "Yeah, I'm
I
a
know
baby."
who it is.
And she's like, "Oh no, you're too young. You're a baby." And I was like, "Yeah, but you wish your guys could fuck you like they were 22." And she went, "Yeah, I do." And then
Let's find out.
yada yada yada,
Ericka singing karaoke by herself on the stage.
yada yada
Doesn't
yada.
even know what happens to her friend.
Unbeknownst to my friend.
I've been bamboozled.
Yeah, so that was just one
You
of
know
the
what?
many
I
times.
know exactly who you're talking about, but she didn't sing because she was just from work. She was just a girl from work, and she wasn't even there that long with
you
us.
need to
but
text that cabrona right now and be
No,
like, yeah,
no, no.
you.
I don't
yeah,
remember.
you.
No,
I'm
I don't
just
even have her
kidding.
number
I'm
anymore.
just kidding. Stop being scared.
It didn't end good, and she wasn't really happy about that. I started seeing this other girl from Fabens, and I had to cut it off.
Ooh.
I had to cut off with that lady, that senora.
Hi.
I'm just kidding. She was awesome,
Damn.
but I had to cut it off, and she wasn't happy about that.
All right,
And,
so
I don't know. She wanted to hire her brothers or someone to beat me up or whatever. But it's what it is, dude.
so I'm gonna tell you a story. This is what probably your KLAQ days. This is fucking cool. So Rick Mardi Gras during the time we started doing a lot of the erotic stuff, and he would always just like, "Hey, fucker, let's get drunk," right? Well, this one time he goes, "Hey," he texts me and Mikey, and he's like, "Come to the studio right now." And he used to do the late nights, and we're like, "All right, dude." So we get there, and we have tall boys or whatever. This fucker opens the door. We go into the studio. We're sitting in the studio hanging out with him, and we are just fucking drinking, dude. He has a big ass bottle of Jack. We're getting fucked up, dude. And I just remember we're like, ah! Like screaming through the songs, and then he'll be like, "Shut the fuck up!" And then, "Hey, what's up, Rick?" And he would do his little thingy, and he'd be like, "Here comes another song, KLAQ," you know, he'd do that 95.5 FM, and then he would, "Here, motherfuckers, let's do this shit." Like, okay, so anyways, it's like, it was like 3, 4 in the morning, dude, and we're like fucking trash. Like we are crawling out of the studio trash, dude. And he's like, "I'll call you guys in a little bit." Me and Mikey leave the studio. We threw the bottle down, dude. All of it, all the beer. Anyways, we just wanted to share that story with you because I know he can't get in trouble anymore. Fuck you guys.
R.I.P. to our boy. I actually.
I remember.
He used to do
those
that
days.
shit to
He
us
did.
all the time. But then that's when you would also like, "Hey, where you at?" And then we would always meet up to do karaoke. But I wanted to share that story because I'll never forget it, dude.
Oh,
I
man.
threw up everywhere, dude.
He was
Was the shit.
such a
Fun
character.
times.
And
A lot of the DJs back in the days would do the drinking
yeah.
there all the time.
Oh yeah.
I never did, but I did show up once.
I was sober.
A little hungover.
A little buzzed with Monica from Kiss FM.
Dope.
We got I got written up. No,
Oh,
wait.
shit.
I didn't get written up that time. I got written up for Balloon Fest. That's a whole other story.
Oh,
No,
Fun times.
Oh shit, man! R.I.P. to our boy Rick Mardi Gras. He was awesome. He loved the music scene. He would always come out, and he even introduced for your CD release party.
Oh, yeah,
he
he
introduced
did.
you
Oh,
guys
well,
and
that-
stuff. And that was awesome.
I wanted to share that too. You know what he was doing what he was doing that night. That was probably why I brought the stupid story up. He was like, "I'm gonna put an erotic song on," and then we're like, "Shut the fuck up, bitch." And yeah, he would put them on, dude. He'd put them on. We were getting super trash. I'm telling you, but he would be like, "Watch," and then after that, a few weeks, he would text me and be like, "Hey, listen to the radio," and he would put it on really late. Like, one of these days, dude, Courtney's gonna catch you and you're gonna get fucking written up or fired. I don't care, man.
Yeah.
Give a fuck, dude. He's funny as shit.
He was good. I think with the radio station, it depends on how good you are. You can get
Yeah.
away with a whole lot of shit.
Like, yeah, like they probably didn't even. I know there was cameras in the place because he told me like there's cameras. So I'm telling you, we're sitting.
Everywhere, yeah.
We
We're
see
sitting
who
in a
goes
certain.
in, who goes
yeah,
out.
but we were sitting in a certain spot of the studio inside the actual studio where he's like, that's like a blind spot. But God, dude, I'm not joking with you. Like cups like that, just full of fucking Jack and Coke, just yelling, screaming. We were walking around. He told us a story that it was haunted in the back, so we were walking around.
The back to see
where the restrooms are at.
Yeah,
that was cool, dude.
I actually ran into him one time in the holding tank in County downtown, dude. I got taken in one night, and I'm like, Rick, what are you doing here? He said, what's up, man? What are you doing here? I was like, I don't know, man. And he's like, nah, man, just arguing with this chick, whatever. You know how it is. I'm like, yeah. But we didn't go up. We just
chilled.
We just got bailed out
overnight?
immediately. No, we didn't. We
Not
were
even
there.
overnight?
No, we were there like a couple hours, and then we both got out at the same time. Like, hey, Rick, you need a ride? I'm good, man. Do you need one? I'm like, no, I'm good. All right, cool. But we're gonna talk about Rick Mardi Gras and his story with his friend that made the documentary on him.
Oh,
So
nice.
We'll definitely get Martin in here to do that. So now where we're at right now is we're in the karaoke days. So you have already left KLAQ. This was the first time you were there. And now we're talking about karaoke. Like, can you explain to people like how unique and why would you like gravitate more towards that crowd?
the karaoke crowd. You know what? When I was younger, I wanted to go out and I wanted to do stuff, but a lot of my friends didn't want to. And also just getting out of work really late. Everyone was already drunk by that time. So I really love the fact that I could show up at a bar by myself.
Yeah.
And I had the group of friends that were always there that would always do karaoke. Like
Yeah.
we I don't know if you use the term, but I always use it. Karaoke flies.
Yeah. No, I never used that one because I cared a lot no my people.
Your people.
But
That's what they call us.
shout out to my peeps.
Right? I'm like,
But,
well, I know that's a term they use. That's why I was like,
No,
but,
yeah.
you know, it's a group of all of us who are always doing the karaoke
No,
scene.
and you're right. Like Mondays, we're gonna go to this bar because this guy's there or this girl's there, and Tuesdays we're gonna go over here on this side of town because the karaoke's really good here. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like we have our days. So when you go on a Wednesday, you know that person A, B, and C are gonna be there. So you can go by yourself because you're gonna run into people that you know.
Yep.
So
Remember that dude that used to sing the same song when we were running karaoke? That older dude?
the old man, or are you talking about?
He was always with his chick. He was always with his wife. I'm trying to think about the song he would always sing.
At Handlebars.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was a song about a horse.
I don't remember.
Ride a horse or ride a stallion.
Oh.
Shit.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
There you go.
No.
No.
It was
Yeah.
like a really
horse,
cowboy
ride a
fucking
cowboy.
ballad. Like
Or no?
like I took.
Like an oldie?
No. I'll remember one of these days. It was funny because if I tell you what it is, you're gonna be like, "Holy shit!" Every time that guy got on
Whiskey
stage.
for my men, beer for
Nope.
my horses.
Nope. Anyways, he always sang this song.
I'm glad that you brought it up, and now that's another thing I have to fucking think about.
Oh, because you can't remember what you were gonna tell me
Yeah.
about cackling like a hyena.
Yes.
Okay.
So, anyways,
Hopefully you get your
thanks
shit
a lot,
together.
buddy.
Hopefully you get your shit together by the end of this Rona Fest, because I can't take your bullshit anymore.
You know what? Your stories need to fucking go somewhere, and they need to segue back to Ericka.
And Ericka, what were you
Okay.
saying?
I don't remember. I forgot.
Karaoke.
No,
days.
so we were talking about
Karaoke
you can
days.
just go there, like,
Mhm.
because you're going to run into some people that you know there.
Mm-hmm.
And I would always run into you then,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd always be out and about, either at Rockies or or the old Mavericks.
All the Mavericks is.
Or
yeah.
anywhere where Ray was. Shout out to
Aaron's,
Ray.
I remember
Aaron's.
Did
Oh, man.
with Virginia.
You won
Yeah,
an
with
Aaron's.
Virginia.
You won.
I actually won a karaoke contest there. I won $1,000.
Oh.
And that was cool.
because you bought.
You know,
your
I never
free
won
love.
a contest. I've had a horrible luck.
That's the only one I've ever won.
contest.
I've never won anything in my life.
I've never won a raffle,
I'm
a
lying.
fucking
No, me
contest, or
neither.
nothing.
I won one at Mavericks,
Yeah.
but I was pregnant at that time, and I think they were just sympathy, like, oh, she's pregnant and she's singing karaoke. And yes, I was at a bar,
Well, at least.
and I won.
Yeah, I was at a bar.
We can't be having
I
no.
wasn't drinking.
It was
I
just
went for
old
the
duels.
karaoke.
Yeah, it was old duels.
We can't be having no old pregnant bitches in our bar.
But,
No, but so
fun, but
then, so karaoke was a really nice scene. I've told everybody before, I got into the scene because of Ryan McDonald. Shout out to my boy Ryan. he did it right. He did his time. He cared about his sound. He cared about the selection that he had, and he had an extra setup for backup just in case. And I asked him, hey man, can I run that for you and like be a part of your company? And he's like, yeah man, you can do it. Because I went to school for audio engineering, and I did some time in. I had to do the same thing. I had to do an internship of 180 hours. So I went to a recording studio in Houston, and then. So he knew I knew how to run all the gear, and he's like, here's your stuff, man. Try to get your own spot. Do what you got to do. And Ray was the one that told me, hey, they want me another night at Handlebars.
God.
But I already have Mavericks on Montana that particular day, and I already have it pretty established. You want to take it over for me? So Ray was the one that actually gave me my first night, even though I was working for Ryan at the time. So it was just a really it's a nice, tight-knit group, the karaoke scene. Mm-hmm. And it was cool being on both sides, like always going and then actually having my own night and stuff and building that up, which is pretty dope.
I'm telling you, I used to love it. He did it, but he was getting real tired too because he started getting like, what, you got like 3 days in a row?
Yeah, at a time, and I was still going out of town playing with Radio La Chusma.
Oh yeah, so he offered me. He's like, you want to come help me? He started teaching me how to use the board and the computer and all that. So some days I would go and he would take a couple hours in the beginning, and I'd open it. The first couple times I did it, it was a little nerve wracking because you don't know. He still had his people and all that, you know, and they knew who I was because I was always with them. But the first couple of times it was nerve-wracking, and after like the third, it was just like, fuck yeah.
I remember like calling in from Colorado, like, hey, how's it going? Is everything going good? Do you have everything set up? Did it connect to the TV right?
I think, and then, well, sometimes you
micromanaging.
I would start his session, and then Ryan would come and take over for a few hours at the end or something.
Oh, cool.
Remember, it was something like that. But I don't know, it was just really fucking cool, man.
I always wanted to do that. After the band, I had my PA system.
I remember
because
that.
I actually invested like so much money in the speakers, my microphones and everything, and I wanted to get into it, but just never had that time again because always with Cattleman's or something else first. But then after the band, what I really loved is after the band, being able to sing for the band and everything, I went back and started doing karaoke, and I was like a rock star. Because once you learn how to sing with a band and you come sing with karaoke, it's so easy.
Oh, it's a lot easier.
I mean, from having to sing with a live band and counting and making sure you're coming in on cue and everything. So that's where I think a lot of my songs and my vocal talent developed because I started working on songs that no female would ever sing, which were a lot of rock songs. Yeah. And my vocal range got really, really wide.
Some of the best songs that I've noticed that no one ever really touched were like Aerosmith. Like even women have a hard time singing Aerosmith, but I mean, if you could pull that off, I mean, those are beautiful songs that no one ever really touches. People don't really do those. A lot of people just stick to the same songs, like Four Non Blondes, What's Going On, or something.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't sing that to me right now, because it'll get in my head.
Or they do Picture.
Picture, yeah. With
everybody does Picture from Sheryl Crow and stuff like that. But so talk about we're kind of coming to the end here. Talk about the last time you went back to KLAQ. Did we talk about that already? You said that you went back, right?
I went. Well, I went back and I was there for another year till COVID. Right.
There we go. So what happened there? What was that conversation like? That's what I wanted to know.
Right. It was sad. So I'm only working part-time on the weekends because I still have that other job. And so when COVID happened, I was still going in. And then it was like maybe, I'm trying to remember when I got the call from Glenn. But it was a week, I think 2 weeks into COVID. So it happened in March, April, like the first week of April, maybe second. Mm-hmm. I got a call from Glenn Garza, and he just basically said that due to everything that's going on and just limiting people that are in there, of course, we're not getting as much money into the company. So and I knew it was going to happen because I was kind of like, why keep paying the part-timers hourly when you have people that are salary? And he just said, you know what, we're laying you off, but we're not laying you off. Like when things get better, we'll call you back and we'll tell you to come in. But for right now, we're just letting go of a lot of the part-timers.
Yeah. So say for instance, you get a call and you're going to go back. You're expecting to go back to the same time slot that you're used to, or What do you think they're going to do?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's the same because the same people are still there.
Now, what time slot is that?
That is Saturdays and Sundays. The weekends is what I do. And then they flip me back and forth. So I'll be in the mornings, I'll be in the evenings.
Is there any room to do any type of like your own program, like segment or anything like that, like
You know what?
to kind of
Not-
coin your time slot? Is there anything you can do like that to like make it original?
I used to have, like, before when I was doing the Saturdays and the evenings, and they stopped doing it. And I think I love that because I was all about the local rock scene. And I loved going out and supporting all the local rockers. And I would go see where they were playing. I'd be hanging out there Friday nights, Saturday nights. And I would love to do the cruising the clubs.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I
And
mean, that was awesome.
Scott would do it, and then I would do it on Saturdays. And then they stopped. But I really love that because during my time slot,
Yeah.
that's where I would talk about bands. Or, like, instead of just going, oh, these bands are playing there, if I had seen you, I would talk about, like, I would kind of mention it.
Yeah.
And, but they don't. Like, everything's, so it's the
You can't
higher
really
ups, the higher ups.
the
that
higher
tell
ups are
what
like
can or
you
cannot
can't
do.
really deviate from this. I mean,
Yeah,
'cause,
they
I mean,
want you really strict in, out, like,
the time slot that you have, I mean, that's a lot of there's a lot of room to do something. Like even if you're doing like the local music, like even doing a segment where you get one of us to call in and we just tell the story behind the backstory behind the lyrics on the
behind
song,
those bands.
and that's
You
it. And
connected,
it
I
takes
know-
like 30 seconds or a minute just to say what it's about.
Yeah.
And like, well, there you go, guys, and boom, and then you play it. That's kind of interesting. Like, who does that? Nobody does that.
And Q Connected plays those local rocks, right? But they don't
Yeah.
have. Once in a while they'll bring in the band, but they don't
Very
do it all
rare.
the time. Yeah, they don't do it all the
No.
time, and they've gotten away from that because even before I quit the first time,
Yeah.
they were starting to do that with me because they were actually like, "Hey, Ericka, on Saturday we're gonna bring in what's Matt?
Matt
That's all.
Lynch or Matt
Or-
Martinez?
yeah, Matt Martinez.
I'm trying to think of the name of
Not
his
Cowboys
band.
from
Is it the
El Paso.
Razors?
No,
Section
no.
6 was Matt Martinez.
Texas Voodoo Stomp?
That was a Razor.
Uh,
That was Joe Razor, though. Texas Voodoo
Yeah.
Stomp was Joe Razor.
Jehovah Witness?
Oh, I completely can't remember. But all those guys.
Matt.
No. I know, not Cowboys from El Paso. This is a smaller,
The smaller band that he did was Section 6.
Yeah, Section 6.
but no, it's not the Matt that we're talking about. This Matt is
Are you talking about Chaos Follows Order, Matt? Murder FM?
Murder FM. There we
Yeah,
go.
That's my cousin.
Murder FM.
Matt's not my cousin.
Norman.
Norman's my cousin,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
Matt. You know what? I was thinking about that the other day. The Chaos Follows Order, when he came back and he made Chaos Follows Order without, God, what's his name? Texas Roadkill singer. He was the original singer. We used to play with him when we were Lotics, but yeah, I was thinking about his music.
Yeah.
Actually, Matt's a really good singer. I didn't know that.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
So yeah, those guys, Murder FM. There we go. There was a couple of bands that I was able to bring in and interview, and I have pictures, but it stopped like real quick. I mean, it didn't. They weren't bringing anybody else in. I think that's around the time that I ended up leaving.
Yeah.
But I think that was really nice because they got a time to be able to talk about themselves, what they were doing.
Yeah, Rick
When
did
you were
one.
playing.
Rick did one with us. Just
Yeah, Rick would do 'em
once.
as well.
Just once.
Yeah.
It was cool, though.
Because it
One-
started with me and Rick.
One
They
thing
would-
that I
was-
noticed is that, for instance, when I was in Houston recording in a hip hop studio, all of those artists got big because of the support that they got from their local radio station. Everyone gives a lot of credit to Michael Watts, who was a radio DJ out there. He was instrumental in Switch a House and that type of record label and stuff. And these guys would just make their demos and go to their shows and play and like just sell the CDs out of their trunks. They would actually have strippers like strip to their songs too. And then they also had the backing of the actual local radio stations out there because they were really tight with the
And here
DJs.
they don't do that. You know what?
And I wish
will
they
be
did.
honest that they don't. They don't, and that's one thing that I wish. Just loving music and loving
Yeah.
everything about
Should be enough to give someone a
local-
chance,
to support local
Whereas Street
bands.
Fest, we have to submit this whole press packet kit, and we don't even know if we're gonna get chosen or anything. But yet we've been playing for over 20 years in El Paso, but they don't know who we are. Like, and who are you again?
They don't.
Well, what
yeah.
are you? You're Street Fest? Oh, you're supposed
Oh.
to do local bands? Oh, you don't know who we are? We've only been here for 20 years, but
Yeah. No, yeah.
You know?
And I feel like the people who are running that, aren't in the local scene. They don't know what's out here.
Yeah, I mean they're doing good. They're doing good
okay.
for us, and they're giving us they're giving us opportunities. Which all we need is the opportunity. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm doing this podcast, the Chucano Podcast. The Chucano Podcast is about all El Paso creative scene, because I want everybody to get the time to know who's in your scene and what's going on. If you know who we are, then most likely you'll go out there and you'll go check out whatever we're doing. Either we're painting or I don't know, or we have a yoga studio or whatever. Yeah. Something, it doesn't matter. We're gonna have someone come in that's a barber, and they have a battle of barbers here in El Paso, and it's a huge deal. So I want people to know they're people in El Paso, because when you know them, you'll go and see them.
Yeah.
Because we're not getting those opportunities from big, shows or from the radio or anything. So what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna give ourselves our own airtime, and we're gonna do what we got to do, and hopefully, with the support of everybody, we'll start really blowing up. We have a lot of talent, and I know that you can agree with that because you've seen it firsthand. There's so many talented people here in El Paso.
Yeah,
doing a lot of great stuff. And well, what do you think, Ericka? Was that pretty cool or what?
This is fun.
It's cool, right?
I like this. I could have told you a lot of other stories. You know what? I'm glad you guys didn't really go deep into my
No.
We're gonna have to get you back.
No, it's usually the first one. Usually part one is just like the origin story. Then when we bring you on again, part two for something else or anything like that, we can get into the real meat and potatoes and talk a bunch of shit. Yeah,
and then at one point when I'm just listening. At one point when we get more comfortable, you're probably gonna have to Uber home because we're gonna have like drinking competitions and shit.
I don't know about all that.
You're into.
I'm sober, dude.
I'm just kidding.
But anyways,
I tell it to everybody.
But anyways, thanks again, guys. This will be up on. You can check out our podcast every single Monday. Like and subscribe to Los Chucanos on YouTube. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Ericka.
No, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. Like I said, it's an honor. And
so excited. We waited for a couple of weeks for you, so I'm glad. I can't wait to see this episode on Monday morning. But thank you so much, dude.
No, you're welcome. Thank you.
We'll check y'all later. Peace.